Hello, welcome to iansstudio. In this, my latest exercise in the before and after challenge, today we're going to look at the effect that the position of the photographer has on the image that he's creating of his subject. Hello, welcome to iansstudio. I'm Ian Butterfield. This is I think 10th video or 10th exercise in my before and after challenge. Today we're going to look all about perspective, the photographer's perspective on his subject. And I'm joined here in Vernon Park by model Afra. Thank you for joining me, Afra. Hi. Right, and when you are faced with photographing a subject, the natural thing to do is to just stand in front of your subject, probably about here, and just take a simple shot like this. Now, what you can see with that shot is perfectly adequate. You'll notice I've got a speed light in there, adding that little bit of light into the scene as we've seen in the previous exercises. But it's a fairly boring shot. Now, one of the things to be aware of is the positioning that you're at when you create the photo can have can make a real difference. So, for example, if I was to come in and crouch down in front of Afra and take the shot looking up, I can make it into a much more dynamic shot. It makes Afra look a lot more dominant in the frame. So let me do that and show you what that looks like. So nice big dominant pose with your arms folded, something like that, and I'll lie down at your feet and 3, 2, 1. And you can see with that shot that it makes Afra look really dominant and powerful in the frame. Conversely, if I was to shoot Afra from high up, it would make her look small, more insignificant, and perhaps worried. So let me grab some step ladders and we'll do that. Right, Afra, I want you to look a little bit timid, or as though something's going horribly wrong. Whoa! And something is going horribly wrong. It's my step ladders. No. Yeah. So something like 3, 2, 1. So you can see from those two images, it gives a very different feel for our subject just by changing whether we shoot from below, on an eye level, or above. Now, why is that important? Well, it's really important, perhaps not at the extremes you've just seen, but with just general portraits. Let me move the ladders out of the way and I'll show you. There's a tendency with portrait photography to get too close in with your subject. And what happens when you do that? You use a wider angle than perhaps you need. And if I was to photograph Afra now from here, you'll see what happens. You'll see that it's not a particularly flattering shot, and I'm looking down on Afra because I'm in close. And I hope you can see I was tilting the camera down, and that makes it's a slightly uneasy shot, that positioning. Far better to get much further back to say about here, and then if I crouch down and I'm now shooting up at an angle, and if I take the same shot again from down here, 3, 2, 1. What you can see with that shot is it's much more flattering because it doesn't foreshorten Afra's legs, but it makes her look much more dominant in the frames, not to the extent of the of the one where I was crouching down below and she had the arms folded, but still it's a much more dominant image rather than making her look subservient to the camera and to the photographer. So your exercise for this week is to find a subject. If you've got a model such as I've managed to acquire for the exercise, great. If not, a family member. And if you really, it really does need to be a person on this one. You might be able to make it work with some form of I don't know, cuddly toy if it's a large one, but it really works better with a person. I want you to take those same 5 shots that I've created. One straight on, which was shooting from here. From down below, a very dominant type of image. From high up, if you do go up on step ladders, do be careful. Mine were a bit rickety here because of the grass. I won't be held responsible if you fall off them, so please don't. And then do the same again with the standing up shots, but coming in fairly close, wide angle, and you'll see the effect that has on foreshortening the legs, not very flattering, and then going further out, zooming in and crouching down, and you'll find it's a much more flattering angle to shoot from. So those 5 images for this week's exercise, and as ever, post them to the Facebook group or wherever it says down below the video. And thanks for watching, and until next time, keep making great photos. Bye for now.